the legal stuff. Writing huge paragraphs like this is why the attorneys make big bucks, and I do recommend you read it over with a stiff drink, but I don't want to. So let me summarize in my own words what this means to me. Switch is building a really incredible financial vehicle that they believe will take us far along this journey of the roadmap they've envisioned. However, it's highly likely that over time, this vehicle will change course and direction due to opportunities and markets, and even where we, the Switch community, want Switch to go. And it's even possible that all the wheels fall off this vehicle and the engine blows up, right? I've worked with startup companies for a long time, and it's really what I love about them. People working hard, contributing to an idea that can change the world, but never knowing for sure really what the future holds. But truly, there is nobody I would rather take this journey with than with this talented Switch team, our growing Switch community, and with you. So without further delay, I'm proud to introduce the chair and CEO of Switch, Cathie Roberts.
Zach, can everybody hear me?
We can now.
Okay,
Yep.
great. All right. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. Good morning, everybody, and thanks for attending our update on Switch. I'm so excited to see some of your faces. We've seen your names, and sometimes we've met with you in person, but we haven't always seen everyone. So I'm excited that you're here today, and we want to provide some additional information and answer your questions about the project. Switch Reward Card is now in beta testing, and some of you may be involved as testers, and we really thank you for your participation in that. We're really happy about getting to that point. I'd like to go backwards a little bit and over the last year, talk about some of the changes that we made coinciding with the market. Going back to 2020, I started comparing debit vehicles on the crypto space and interviewing various providers to help us get to market. The vision was to have an off-ramp for crypto users who were exchanging their crypto for fiat. Now that sounds pretty simple, but not so. Due to lots of factors, crypto products for cards were almost exclusively in Europe. The United States was lagging in its view and acceptance of crypto. Banks were absolutely terrified if you even spoke the word crypto. We chose an overseas vendor. And then in the spring of 2021, Brad Willden and Christian Jolly joined to get the project out of think tank and into a real company. We continued testing the products that were out there and set our standards a little higher. Delivery was awfully slow, and ultimately, with our vendor in Europe, we had to replace them. In the meantime, there's been about a 180-degree change in the US markets and opinions about crypto products by US banks, by trust companies and others that could get us to our goal. Companies we interviewed just a year ago and were openly afraid of crypto have changed their tune. They were clamoring for our business. This change did set us back on our timeline. We had hoped to be at goal earlier. However, we still have a goal for a global product, and then we will roll out first in the US and then move on to the rest of the globe. Right now, there are plans for Europe, Asia, the Middle East, Africa, South America, and the rest of North America. Those plans are in place right now. In anticipation of the question about timing for these rollouts, we will announce them as we finish beta testing for each region. Financial rules, regulations, as well as various government requirements make it impossible to predict the dates. Wherever there's a good market for our card, we plan to go there, with the exception of sanctioned countries. There was a subject that came up a few weeks ago on a Discord for another blockchain. And that question was about corporate nodes. Switch does have corporate nodes. They are in the name of the LLC, and we were running about 1,000 nodes when that question came up. The full number of nodes will run throughout the entire distribution process. We use the nodes to pay for goods and services. Vendors and professionals who believe in our blockchain have accepted those nodes as payment in part or in total for their services. We are a typical startup, and I've done a startup before, and with individuals leaving other positions, taking personal risk, and sometimes a cut and pay to be part of this crypto world. These individuals believe so strongly in our product and in our project that part of their compensation is in corporate nodes. Both Brad Willden, president and COO, and I are node owners, and we purchased our nodes the very same way all of you did. The points and switch rewards that will result from the corporate nodes will be used for promotional purposes if permitted by law. They'll be issued to founders, owners, board members, and executives who would normally have received traditional compensation plans. Some of these individuals have made at-risk investments in the blockchain and the business to help start or fund it. Some have served without compensation for periods of time, and all have used their personal resources and time without a return and participate in the corporate rewards. Should the company wish to add nodes to our portfolio, it's important for you to understand that we must purchase them. There's no other option. This has put Switch in one of the most advantageous places a business can be because of those founders and initial investors. We operate without the pressure of outside debt and debt instruments or outside funders. I know that early adopters are trying to predict their distributions, and we are working on a distribution tool that will operate through a third-party vendor to ensure that distributions are based solely on the actions of the node owners and the card users. So with that, what's next? I don't want you to switch channels. I wrote that myself. I thought that was really catchy. We have a special announcement for those of you who own Green at the end of the presentation, and I will hand the mic off so you can hear more about our intense focus on sales, marketing, and our future roadmap for Switch. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Jay, you're on.
Yeah, I was just waiting for Zach to advance that next slide. Thank you, Cathie. My name is Jay Anderton, and I consult with Cathie, Brad, and the Switch team on all things operational, including customer support, fraud, manual reviews associated with Switch's customer identification program, and in collaboration with Switch's compliance officer, Adrian Miller. The operations team puts policy into practice and executes Switch's mission. All right, let me highlight this next piece. I'll read it to you. It says, no cryptocurrencies is loaded onto the US Switch Visa card. All assets are converted to local fiat currency prior to loading on the Visa network. Switch provides financial services and is not a bank. All right, now let's get to the fun stuff. Switch is working to create utility for the Switch digital reward. Here's a mock-up of the rewards store. You can use rewards to pick up once in a lifetime events or vacations. Maybe the patio furniture just isn't cutting it anymore, or it is that new widget that everyone is trying, an e-bike. This is my wife's favorite reward. The Switch Reward Store is where you will be able to exchange your digital rewards for stuff. We have interviewed a number of vendors and are looking to launch the reward store globally later this year, if not early next year. Time flies by so fast, and there are just a lot to do otherwise. Want to buy a pizza? Or maybe you'd like to pay for your power bill with those digital rewards. Switch is here to help. Next slide. The Switch Visa card is the means to spend fiat currency here and abroad. With access to 44 million merchants in 200 countries, the Visa card program will launch to US citizens in the near future. As Cathie stated, we have started beta testing the US card program. From the Switch dashboard, you'll be able to click Get a Switch card. Initially, this will be limited to beta users who will be provided a code that grants them access to the account creation page you see on the screen. If you haven't been asked to be a beta tester and you would like to, please reach out to support@switchrewardcard.com. If you have volunteered to be a beta tester and haven't been contacted, know that your invite will be emailed to you in the coming weeks. Opening a checking account requires you to provide identifiable information. Go back, please. Including your name, birthday, and social security number. We also collect your address so we can send you your card. Opening a Switch account gives you access to card purchases, ACH transfers, money transfers via Visa and MasterCard, ATMs, where you'll be able to access cash, and a special feature offered to Switch card users is a 2-day early paycheck via direct deposit where available. That reCAPTCHA is actually an important part of our security measures. Fraudsters use bots to create accounts, and when they find a weakness, they go on the offensive. Switch takes the security of your funds seriously. The last step, an important step, is accepting the privacy policy and terms and conditions. Pretty straightforward, but an essential part of getting an account open. First, out of the gate will be an iOS account management app. This app will be separate from the software node and crypto wallet web app. This is a native app to iOS where Switch users will be able to access their fiat debit account. Note, the app we're about to show is connected to a Playground server, so there are no transactions or personal information that will be shown. All right, after validating with two-factor authentication, we see an overview screen. Here, you can see the vault, where money is stored that can't be spent, bills and spending wallets. Next up will be our bill pay screen. The Power Pay, they just let it run if you would, please. The Power Pay wallet can be seen. This wallet will have its own virtual debit card number. The virtual debit card allows Switch to track the payments to utility companies and report the spending. Next up, this is our Spend wallet. Switch offers a security feature where you, as the user, can simply turn the card on and off with a push button. So, if you've given your card to your teenage daughter for some prom dress shopping, and you're thinking 2 dress shop purchases are enough for one afternoon, you can simply toggle the on and off button to off, and the card won't process card transactions. The bottom navigation bar allows for quick movement to the vault and different wallets. The profile screen, that's the hamburger icon on the bottom right, offers you access to your Switch node and exchange dashboard. Your account and routing numbers will also be seen. You can also find ACH transactions with the click of a button, the ability to be able to chat or in-app chat with Switch's card support. You can see that where it says customer support. You click right there and it will take you to live chat with our support agents. Finally, the last navigation icon, the heartbeat, is where you can check your activity. A running ledger of purchases and deposits can be seen. You'll also be able to see scheduled payments to your utility company, for example. There is still a lot of testing, webhooks and API integrations, along with user validation testing. Let me tell you, it never ceases to amaze me how a user takes a very straightforward function of how something is supposed to work in an app and uses it in a completely unexpected way. Again, testing is underway, and we're excited to have you use the US Switch Visa card product. Before passing the mic to Scott Touchton, our Switch's Vice President of Sales and Marketing, I wanted to take a moment and acknowledge that it has been taking a lot of work, faith, prayers, sweat, and even some tears to get where Switch is today. From the angel investors, developers, and the Switch staff and legal team to the third parties we have and are integrating with, and even to those third-party platforms that we didn't end up connecting with, all have contributed to Switch's current tech stack, nodes, wallets, and our being on the precipice of launching a debit card program. Cathie, Brad, and I are grateful for all the hard work. We're excited about what we have been able to accomplish and are looking forward to completing even more milestones and developing more features in the near future. Thank you. Thank you to all who have contributed. To wrap up, I wanted to mention for those on today's call who are outside of the United States, we are heavy into due diligence, both from compliance and technical aspects. If all goes according to plan, again, if all goes according to plan, I expect there'll be a future announcement about a Switch MasterCard card program that will be offered globally. It is simply too early to announce a time frame, but know that Switch is a global company and will be launching global products. Scott?
Thanks, Jay. Again, my name is Scott Touchton. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing here at Switch. First, I just want to acknowledge, I know there's a lot of people that were trying to get in this call that were unable to. We're going to post a video of this call later today, and we'll share that link publicly. So if you know people are trying to get in, just share that word with them. So first of all, I wanted to thank everybody for being here. I also wanted to talk about how you can stay in contact with us. So we're going to, in addition, that this is our first call that we've hosted a community call like this, but we also plan on doing these more regularly, probably on the monthly basis. But on this next slide, I want to show our social media outlets that you can stay in touch with. That's how we got the word out about this call. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We try to stay active and respond to questions and comments, as well as putting outward facing information to those. Also, our support email is there. It's also accessible through our website, if you have problems, say with a license or very specific questions, our customer support team is able to help you with that. Next, I want to talk about the growth of our team. You know, under Cathie and Brad, in a short period of time, we've grown a really great team that we're working on building all these things that Jay's talked about and Cathie's talked about, building these out for you. So there we've got a list of the current team that we have, their different job titles. The one that's most exciting to most of us is a compliance officer. Being in the financial arena that we are, it's very important. Her contribution was those disclaimers at the beginning. But that's very important to make sure that we're doing things the right way, not the fast way, but doing it in the right way. A couple pictures of the team. The top picture is from the recent consensus conference that we went to in Austin. Great to represent Switch there. The bottom team is from a recent team outing meeting in Utah that we had. So if you look at this list, you can also see, like I mentioned earlier, our 4-member customer success team. In this arena, especially in the crypto world, we know that that's not an area that a lot of people focus on, and there's not a lot of customer success history in this arena. And that's one area we really want to focus on, and we're really proud of the work that they've done, and just want to give them some credit. The next slide talks a little bit about our forward-looking roadmaps. We've shared in the past a multi-year roadmap where this one zoomed in a little bit over the next 2 to 3 quarters, where we're zooming in and looking at, you know, the things that we're currently working on now. Right there at the top is the beta testing of the cards, like Jay was talking about, as well as Cathie was talking about, and some of the next things we're working on that we hope to be rolling out for you soon. And the pictures on the previous page, these are what we're all working full time to get out for you. Next up, we're going to bring on Brad Willden, who's our COO and president. He's going to be talking with Sean, who's our host, and they're going to be going over some of your commonly asked questions that we receive both through customer service as well as what you've gotten today. Again, if you have any questions, message them to Switch admin in the direct message, and we'll try to get to them today. If we don't get to them today, we'll get to them in a future call or incorporate them in a frequently asked questions on our website. Again, my name is Scott, and I want to thank y'all for being here. I'm going to hand it over to Sean and Jay. I'm sorry, Sean and Brad.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. First off, before we get into the good stuff of the Q&A, I just want to say how grateful I am for this good team. It's been about a year and a half that Cathie and I and Kristen Jolly that have been working on this. It's not an easy task. That's why there's only a handful of crypto debit cards out there in the whole world right now. It's a fun task. It's a needed product, and we're excited to be in this space. And we love what we're doing. We love our team. And I always tell this to everyone. We have a large team now. And those of you who have been a part of corporations or different, businesses, it's hard to get everyone engaged fully. And I can honestly say each one of our employees are engaged, not just in their little scope, but they're thinking of all the many different things that we need to complete as a business. They'll share ideas, and it's just great to see that engagement within our company. So anyway, we've got a bunch of questions that have been sent in, and like Scott mentioned, we also have some questions that come through our customer success team. So I'm going to let Sean, which we appreciate him taking his time and moderating this call. He's a node owner, and so we're grateful for him and asked him to come and moderate this. So we'll let him fire away the questions to me, and I'll get the best answer that I can. So.
All right, Brad, we have a lot of really good questions. The first one is, when will we see our rewards?
That's a great first question, Sean. I think the whole world's wondering when we're going to see. I was hoping it was yesterday. I just want everyone to know I'm just as eager to see my rewards as well come into my account. There are a lot of use cases and a lot of tests. There's a lot of background work that is being done to make sure when we do turn on that distribution that it is running correctly. And I would love to say we have a specific time. We're hoping for end of Q3, beginning of Q4 to actually see your rewards, but those are hard. There's many other vendors that we're waiting on to, as well as ourselves, to make sure everything's working correctly to be able to hit that. But that is our goal of a Q3, Q4 seeing your rewards. And
Okay,
that's it on that, Sean.
Next question. How many rewards can I expect to see in a day?
That's the other hard thing. I mean, there's currently, like Cathie mentioned in hers, there's probably about 25,000 total nodes on the network. And there's different action items. And so it's hard to speculate how many coins you will get. I'd love to say, yes, each node will get this many, but there's new nodes that are being sold every day. There's different action items that are being done. So we don't have an exact number. And I think it's hard for everyone. I wouldn't speculate it. If I was a node owner, you'll see it when you get it, and then you'll be able to know, okay, this is how many I'll be getting each day once we start. That's the answer on that.
Great. What will the utility of Switch be?
So that's a great question. I think Jay talked briefly about the marketplace. The most natural utility for the Switch reward at first will be able to pay the Switch bank fees for those users who are using our checking account, our debit card. So that's the most natural utility. The other part is the marketplace, like Jay mentioned. You'll be able to receive discounts on e-cards, e-gift cards. You'll be able to buy merchandise. You'll be able to buy services. So that is the utility behind the Switch reward. And I think that's about all. Oh, I was going to mention this too. as you were asking that question, what's kind of cool, and I think some of you might have received an email, and this is what I really like about the blockchain, is it's a community. So everyone that owns a node or has a card can share and help out Switch. And those of you who have good ideas for utility and you're like, hey, this would be a great fit for Switch, you're welcome to share it through our customer success team. And we take that and look at it and try to make and implement it. So that's one of my favorite things. It's not just the Switch team that Scott showed you. It's the whole community that can make Switch work. So that's just a little side note on that, Sean. That's it.
Great. Had a few questions on this. Why do we no longer have a Discord channel?
That's a great question. Being in the financial services industry, it creates some problems. We do have, even though we are in the blockchain world, which is starting to get a little bit regulated, on the banking side, we are heavily regulated. That's part of the reason why it's taking so long. We have to get approved by so many different vendors, and then we have to jump through their hoops to make sure we're posting the right stuff, and it just creates a problem with certain privacy matters inside the financial world. And so that's why we took down the Discord. It's a good question. I wish it was up there. I liked reading it and I liked seeing it, but it was advised to us to not have that since we are in the fintech world.
Great, thank you. Next question is, how can I get information about what's going on at Switch?
It's a great question. I think Scott shared all of our social media platforms. I don't know if we can bring that slide back up, but we will be posting through all the social medias. There you go. All of our places that we're at, as well as we have everybody's email, and we will update you with new movement, new events through email. And I think sometimes it goes into spam, so check your spam as well. If you haven't ever received an email from us and you know that we have your email. So those are the forms of communication, as well as these that are on the screen right now. And that's it on that.
Great. Next question. Why can't I see my license?
Well, it takes about 30 days. We are working on an automated license, meaning when you purchase it, you'll see it right then. If you haven't seen it, well, there's a couple of things you can do. If it's been over 30 days, the first thing you can do is check your transaction hash and make sure your transfer of funds show successful and complete. And that is through etherscan.io. So you go into etherscan.io and you should have kept your transaction hash and make sure it shows complete. The other one is if you went through Connect United, you'll need to make sure your accounts are linked inside Connect. There's also instructions on how to do that at support.switchrewardcard.com. So let me just say that again. If you went through Connect, make sure your accounts are linked inside Connect, and the instructions on that are at support.switchrewardcard.com. Finally, if that didn't work and you still don't have your licenses, please, I can't remember who mentioned it, but we have a customer success team. We're focused on making sure we get back to our customers. Submit a ticket. That's also you could do that through support.switchrewardcard.com. And that's all I have on that one.
Great. Next question is, how do I know if my node is online?
So if you've signed up through, yeah, here you go. How to check if your VPS is running. So first off, if you've done it through Volter, you can log in and that little icon, that little monitor icon right there, you click on that, that will bring up your instance, which is this other black stuff they've got highlighted here. Inside your account, or that command right there that starts with systemctl status switch.service. If you plug that in, you paste it, and they've got the clipboard circled there. Sounds like this is a big problem a lot, so they've got some instructions here. You click on that clipboard, paste that systemctl command, and then it will tell you, hey, your node has been running since February 28th when we turn these on. So that's the best way to make sure your node is up and running on your instance or on your VPS inside Folder.
Okay, and this may be the same question, but let me ask it anyway to be sure. How can I confirm my node is running?
So the other place you can do it on is in your account. When you log in, you've got those 6 blue boxes at the top, and one of them says My Licenses. You'll click on My License, and then I believe the furthest one to the right will say how many nodes you've got online, if you have more than one. But if it says 0, then you'll know you don't have any online. And that's what connects with Volter. And that's another place where you can go check to make sure you've got them online. That's it on that one.
Great. Is there any others you want to address?
No, if we're good, then I think we're good. Hopefully we addressed most of that. Yeah, I think that's it on that. I do want to go revisit something Cathie said. And if we could pull this up, but the announcement, those of you that are in the green community and have green nodes and have been sharing in those rewards, we have worked out with our legal and with the green team to be able to accept green rewards to purchase switch nodes. So that's going to be for a limited time. And if we could bring up that slide, if you are interested, there's the announcement. I beat it. So this is kind of, we're calling it the green swap. We're letting you purchase. We will be accepting green rewards to purchase a switch node. So the way we do that, here's kind of like the breakdown. But if you are interested, we're also going to have an email that we will bring up. These are the kind of like the bullet points. There's the email. So greenforswitchnode@switchyourwordcard.com. We will accept switch rewards to purchase that for a limited time. But these are the items we need. Send us the email with your name, phone number, email address, and quantity of smart nodes that you want. And there's the email, greenforswitchnode@switchyourwordcard.com. So that's an exciting movement for us where we've only accepted Ethereum before. Those of you that are in the green community for the last 2 or 3 years, we will be accepting that for a limited time. So that's all I have on that. I just want to say thanks to everybody. Thanks to Sean for asking those questions. And if you have more, please send them to support@switchyourwordcard.com. We'll get back to you on that. And I do feel bad. We thought we had everything mapped out for our first community call, and my phone's been blown up with all the people that couldn't get in. We did the pro Zoom account instead of the enterprise, and it limits you on a number of people that can get into this call. So we are working on that. Like Scott mentioned too, we want to do these community calls, at least once every month and a half or so with updates where we're at. And as we start getting closer, we're probably doing quicker than that. But the next one we're hoping to do is in August with some deadlines. Hopefully we've met with some exciting announcements there and some good beta information back on our card and our app. So other than that, I don't have anything else. Sean, are we good?
Great. Well, I've learned a lot, and I'm super excited about many of the things you guys have talked about. I'm specifically excited about seeing my rewards like you, and also what's being done and all the work that's being done so that we can start utilizing those rewards. Super exciting stuff. I'm really excited about the future of Switch, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on this call today. Everyone, take care.
Thanks, everybody.